There was also one of your colleagues, and I know you assume that I will ask you this question. Tell me if you don't want to talk about
It's going to be, I know where it's going. This is all over the internet.
So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Dick Oliver, somebody you worked with probably for a long time, a guy who had a real serious background. He worked at UPI, he worked at the Daily News.
And he went to journalism school.
Isn't that something? Now, he was a solid newsman, to say the least. And then there was that morning when he was live.
Well, he was my boss at the Daily News. He was the city editor at the Daily News, and on this particular setup, I was the anchor and he was a reporter. You see, Oliver had a little problem with what he called the greenies. Bottles of Heineken in the trunk of his car.
He wasn't alone with that.
I'm not going to accuse him of being the only guy who did it, but however, but he had his greenies every morning, and if he had too many, he got a bit testy.
And you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
And so this one morning, he's interviewing a tenant in a tenant labor dispute, and he interviews the tenant, asks all the proper questions, of course, the tenant leaves, and here comes the landlord. So at this point, I knew he had been hitting the greenies, so I lost my temper. And instead of doing something sensible, like explaining, I just wanted a direct confrontation.
And no, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later
I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Finally, I said, this is going nowhere. So I tried to get out of it and did successfully. And of course, we're both called on the carpet. The general manager of the station had been in his job less than a week at the time, and this is what he runs into. So,
But it was that kind of show.
it was that kind of show, yeah.
It was real.